1, 2, check, check, check. Okay.
Good morning. Please stand and join us in singing our gathering song, My Soul is Welcome Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Okay, welcome, welcome. Glad you are all here. Welcome to Unity of Stuart. Hold on, let me turn down my phone. All right. Welcome to our Sunday morning celebration service. Welcome to all who are watching on YouTube and Facebook. And on YouTube, generally speaking, we have Lana and Jessica and Phil. Jessica and Phil are in Ireland, so they might not be watching. And we have Pam and Ellen and Ann. And let's see who's on Facebook. We have our board president, Linda Hart, and she is she's watching from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Oh, Linda, I spent some time on Rehoboth Beach, and it's lovely there. It's good to see you online. And my daughter, Taryn, and her family is in Germany, and where she's living for at least a year. Morning, sweetie, I love you. And Zeke and May, my grandkids. If you're watching, Yaya loves you. Hey, Eric. And Randy is watching. Good morning. And Molly and Brucey from Virginia, and we miss you too. And Jules Verne is watching. Hello, Jules, from the other side, I imagine. Well, welcome. And Rita is watching, and of course, Jen, as always, is bilocating. Holly is watching, and Doreen is bilocating this morning. And wherever you are watching from, we are here. We are glad you are here. And as you can see, as always, we have with us Joyful Noise Band and Choir, and our yay is right. And our special music today features Doreen Pariba. Would you let people know what the song is and who it's by?
It's called Three Things by Jason Mraz.
All right, so we're in for a good time. And welcome to first-timers online and in the sanctuary. If you are a first-timer for the first time in the sanctuary, we have welcome packets we'd like to give you if you would like one. And if you are comfortable, we ask you to raise your hand so Marge and Tom or Tom can see you if you'd like a welcome packet. And yes, and if you're online and you would like a welcome packet, if you're online for the first time or whatever, if you would just like a welcome packet, you can email Eva at admin@unityofstuart.org, and she will be happy to send you a welcome packet. In that welcome packet, there's a form. If you fill it out and take it to the podium, you'll receive a gift. And you will also be put on our e-newsletter mailing list, which means you'll be informed about everything that's going on here at Unity of Stuart. That's a once-a-week email. And I also send out a synopsis of our Sunday lesson in sometime during the week. And you will also receive that. If you haven't raised your hand and would like a welcome packet, you can grab one on the way out. If you'd like to share one even with a friend to let them know about Unity of Stuart. And we have we are blessed. We did a celebration of life last week for one of our beloved community members, Mary Delaney, and we have some cheese and crackers and stuff left over, so that's in the kitchen with a few cookies and some coffee. And so if you'd like to join us after service for some snacks, please join us there, and you can hang out on the patio if you like. So, shh. I don't know if May's here yet. Tom, will you close the door? Yeah, I know, I put it there. Okay. So we've had May Johnson, who has been our admin for a bit over 4 years now, is leaving us. She has been training Eva, our new admin, for the past month or so. And so May needed to get a full-time job because her life circumstances changed. And so not next week, but the week after, so I guess that's October 8th, we're going to be just recognizing her, bringing her into the service and recognizing her. So what I will ask you to do is we got this very big thank you card. So if you've been touched by May in any way over these last 4 years, we invite you, there's some markers up here, invite you to come here, and you can just even sign your name, just put a little heart on there, whatever you like to, and we'll present that to May in 2 weeks. It'll be up here this Sunday and next Sunday as well. And we're going to have flowers and a cake, all that good stuff. And we'll appreciate her. That would be on October 10th. All right. And we have prayer chaplains in the house. And I'm looking around for who the prayer chaplain on duty is this morning. Do we have a prayer chaplain? Oh, okay. So we have the prayer. Let me tell you before I introduce Lori, our prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. They are specially trained to pray out loud with anyone who has a prayer need. And they also hold our ministry and me in prayer, and you in prayer in their regular daily prayer life. So if you have anything that you'd like prayer support with today, a need, a challenge, a joy, anything at all, we invite you to pray with Lori, and she is back there. Are you wearing a stole, Lori? Lori's, hold on, just you don't have to stand up, just wave your stole. Lori's back there waving her stole. She's very shy, but she will be honored to pray with you, and of course to hold your prayer in the highest confidence. You can also use those other opportunities to get prayer at Unity of Stuart, and the Silent Unity prayer line. And coming up this Friday night is the Coffee House Concert with the Connected Souls Band. And
That's just a taste of what you will experience.
okay, I could almost take in a little bit more of that, but we do have a church. This is a church day.
Well, you can take a whole lot more on Friday.
I will be here.
So we invite you to please come, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. It's going to be a great show. And
bring tissues, did you say?
Dancing
shoes.
shoes.
Oh, dancing shoes.
And there's going to be, just to let you know, there's going to be a little bit of a role reversal. So come and see what we mean by that.
All right.
Can anybody name that tune? Name one note. You have like one note.
Do it again, Don. Let's see. Wait, hold on.
All right, it starts with...
Wait, let's see if somebody knows it first.
Okay.
Anybody? White Wedding?
Billy,
starts with-
that's a good suggestion.
It starts with, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I still don't know the name of the song.
That's it.
What?
That's it.
Okay, I'm a top 40 girl from back in the
That
day.
was top 40, Kenny Rogers.
This is from the psychedelic era of the 60s.
So you can tell by that this concert is in a church, but it's not church music. So come and join us on Friday night. Doors open at 6:30. Music begins at 7. So, October 1st, that is next Sunday. If you are a voting member, you received a letter in mid-August about this meeting. Jerry, I think my microphone is a little too loud. You received a letter talking about this possible land sale. And over the weekend, I think I sent it out on Friday, if you are a voting member, you received a reminder letter along with an absentee ballot. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. We do have the whole letter printed out if you'd like another one of those. And if you are a member and cannot be here, you can go into the office after service, ask Eva for an absentee ballot, and you can return it in the provided envelope before the meeting, before the vote. Those have to be in our hands. The board has been working on this because, as you know, because of our finances, and it is, we say this prayer often, we are prosperous and from every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. Well, this is one of the known things we have, 0.75 acres of land that we could sell for a tidy sum if the real estate agent is to be believed. So come and join us if you are a voting member, and that is next Sunday directly after the 10:30 service. Okay, so for more events and opportunities to serve, please check out the bulletin, the information table, and our weekly newsletter. We'd also like you to know that our weekly attendance and income and expenses are in the weekly newsletter and also changes every week on the bulletin board in the kitchen. So let's take a deep breath together as we transition from it's still spiritual, but the business of Unity of Stuart to the spiritual. And as I invite you to join me today as we dedicate our service to our own awakening so that we may serve and awaken all beings. When called to sacred service, I express spirit in action. When called to sacred service, I express spirit in action. When I feel called to help others, I can talk the talk or walk the walk. I choose to walk the walk, and my first step is always toward God. In prayer, my mind is receptive to guidance. My heart fills with love, and my course of action becomes clear. I do for others what I would want done for me. Others also feel the divine calling, and through this common bond, we join in sacred service. The spark of divinity grows within us, and compassion warms our hearts. As we offer help, we behold those we're serving as already whole and complete. Each one of us is a spiritual being, growing in awareness of our God-given potential. Today I take action, and I am blessed. And we breathe. Then we open our hearts and minds to that spiritual action that we are guided to take. We open our hearts and minds to spirit, to wisdom, to divine guidance, as we allow God to be God in us and to direct our steps. When called to sacred service, I express spirit in action. And so it is. Amen. And let's affirm this together. When called to spiritual, let's start again, shall we? When called to sacred service, I express spirit in action. And let's take that deep breath, anchoring this affirmation as we affirm one more time together. When called to sacred service, I express spirit in action. And so it is. And let's sing. And I invite you to relax right where you are, finding a comfortable position, unwinding whatever needs to be unwound in the body, whatever needs to be released. And to help do this, I invite us into 3 deep breaths. Conscious breaths as deeply as you are able. Dropping your shoulders. Dropping any thoughts, any judgments, any concerns. Releasing anything that might seem too big right now. And just let it go. And let God be God in you. Healing you from the inside out. Dropping your attention from your head to your heart. And allowing spiritual gravity to fall gently upon you, bringing you to rest in this holy moment. I invite you into one more deep breath, deep conscious breath. And as you allow your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm, I invite you to breathe in the joy, the peace, the wholeness, the prosperity, and the love of God that's right here, right now. We are on holy ground. And right here, right now, all is well. As we move into this prayerful meditation a bit deeper, I invite you to allow the words you hear to become the words of your own mind and heart. Sweet Spirit, I am a channel of your love. I am a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, I will bring your love. Where there is injury, I will forgive. And where there's doubt, I will activate faith. I will seek to console. I will seek to understand. I will seek to love with all my soul. I am a channel of your peace. I bring hope. I bring light. I bring joy. I am peace. I embody hope. I radiate light. I express joy. In the quiet. And as we have created this sacred space of love and light, I invite you to bring into your awareness all of those on our prayer list here at Unity of Stuart, all of those in our minds and hearts this morning, any person, any circumstance, any situation. And I invite you to speak those names and situations out into this holy space, releasing them into the care of Spirit. And know that we uplift, we stand with each person, seeing them lifted up beyond the physical, the circumstance that is before them. We believe with them that God is greater than this. And turning these prayers over into the care and keeping of the One. Please join me in praying this in the name and the nature, in the light and in the love of the indwelling Christ consciousness. And so it is. Amen. Now let's sing our meditation.
Good morning. If you've had a rough week, know that things are looking up. There are 3 things I do when my life falls apart. Number 1, I cry my eyes out and I dry up my heart. Not until I do this will my new life start. So that's the first thing that I do when my life falls apart. The second thing I do is I close both of my eyes and sing my thank yous to each and every moment of my life. I go where I know the love is and let it fill me up inside, gathering new strength from sorrow. I'm glad to be alive. Things are looking up. I know above the clouds the sun is shining. Things are looking up. Love is still the answer. I'm relying on three little things. Things are looking up. Yeah, the third thing that I do now when my world caves in is I pause, I take a breath, and I bow, and I let the chapter end. I design my future bright, not by where my life has been. No, no. And I try again. Yes, I try again. Nah. Things are looking up. I know beyond the dark the sun is rising. Things are looking up. I know above the clouds the sun is shining. Ooh, things are looking up. Love is still the answer. I'm relying on three little things. Three little things.
That song needed to be longer. Thank you. It was really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. A couple of people came on when I wasn't looking. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl's our meditation teacher. Hi. She's on Facebook every Wednesday. Wednesday? No. Tuesday, 10 a.m. on Facebook Live. A couple other people came. Sylvie. Hi, Sylvie. Good to see you. And I saw Ted come on before, and then he disappeared. So, well, see ya and bye. And okay. Today is the final week in our 7-week series based on this book by Dr. Roger Walsh, Essential Spirituality. If this is your first time here, you can see all of these lessons on our website, on YouTube, and on Facebook. And so what we've looked at, we've learned to reduce our attachments, to let go and let God. We've looked at what it means to truly love, to heal our hearts, and to be open to others. We've seen that living an ethical life not only does good, it feels good. And we've practiced calming our mind and concentrating and paying attention. And we've also, this last week, we awakened our spiritual vision so we can see the sacred in all things. And right on the heels of that, last week, we talked about wisdom, developing and activating divine wisdom. And this week is the culmination of all of these practices, because this week we see how they work all together to put spirit into action in our lives. So has anybody here ever heard the term helper's high? All right, so it's a term. It's another name for the uplifting feeling one gets from doing a good deed, right? From doing an act of kindness. It's rooted in our natural instincts. We all have natural instincts to help our fellow humans, and not just our fellow humans, but animals as well, yes? How many of us have adopted an animal in our lives? Right, look around, yeah, absolutely, right? So evolution has wired us to help each other, since helping each other is beneficial to human survival. So it gives meaning and satisfaction to our lives. That helper's high helps us find meaning and satisfaction. Roger Walsh says in the book, our service to others serves us in several ways. It weakens negative forces and strengthens positive ones within our minds. When we share our possessions, time, or energy, we loosen the heavy chain of greed, jealousy, and fear of loss that binds us to our egos. I'm going to stop myself for a minute and tell you about something that happened to me over the weekend with a little bit of a backstory. My mom's been gone for a few years, so that's not part of the story, but I just needed you to know that. So the only matriarch left in our family was my Aunt Riri. And when my Aunt Riri was in like her 70s, early 80s, she started taking her jewelry out. Whenever we went to visit her, she would take her jewelry out and she would, okay, what do you all want when I'm gone? Right? And so she went so far as to label things, and we would discuss it. Oh, I like that, or I like that. And my sister, I have 3 sisters, and we're all very good at, sharing and all that kind of stuff. So there's never an issue up to this point. And no, but there's never an issue. If any of my sisters are watching, never an issue. And so she passed in 2015, and we got our jewelry. Right, so I got a bunch of, she was a jewelry person. And she went on a lot of cruises, and if you go to St. Thomas, if you know anything about that, there's lots of jewelry. So she had lots of rings, lots of necklaces, lots of, ankle bracelet, all of the things. So we each got a pretty nice amount of jewelry when Aunt Riri passed, and plus what she had given us before she left. She said, oh, just take it now, I don't wear it anymore. So talking with my sisters, my one sister says, I have these other jewelry, she said, and I have these emeralds, and I have these diamonds, and I want to make something new out of it, but I don't have enough emeralds. So I said, wait, I think I have an emerald ring that I got from Aunt Riri. And then we're on Zoom. We do a sister call every week, the 4 of us, most weeks, ever since COVID. And so I go into my jewelry box, and I take out the ring, and it's got I think it's 3 little baguettes of emeralds in this ring. And that's not my thing. I wanted the ring because it was Aunt Riri's. I thought, whatever, I'd get it, it's small, I would get it made bigger. But it's been in my jewelry box since 2015. And so I said, wait, I have an emerald ring. So I put it in the camera, and she said, oh, that's beautiful. I said, well, I'll send it to you. And you can use it to make whatever you want out of the diamonds and the other emeralds that you have. So she said, oh, great, right? And as soon as I made that commitment to send her the ring, I had a feeling like, it's not like buyer's remorse. It was like giver's remorse. I haven't, what is it, six years now? I have never even thought about getting anything done to that ring, but I had this feeling like this fear of loss because that ring wasn't going to be in my jewelry box anymore. So I actually said it out loud. I said it out loud to my sisters, and I said, oh, all of a sudden I have this feeling of I'm losing something. And so we just talked about it a little bit, and I just let it go. But that's there sometimes for us, yes? So giving, when we give in our service or things to others, it weakens that. It weakens that negative force. And it allows love and kindness and generosity to blossom and grow stronger. Because what happens is we experience ourselves what we intend for others. So here's the second part of that story. So, we were all talking about how I don't have a lot of jewelry. I never have. I never did those cruises or spent a lot of money on jewelry. And so my sisters were complaining how much jewelry they have that they don't wear. So I'm like, I don't have a lot of jewelry. And so Geraldine, my sister who was getting the emerald, said, well, I have all of these bracelets that I'll send to you if you want the bracelets. She said, I'll bring them out on one of the meetings, you can look, and I'll send. And so that's the way it works. Right? I wasn't expecting to receive anything from it. And as soon as I gave it up, she's like, oh, wait. And Randy said, my little sister, well, when you're here in October, she said, you can look through my jewelry box, and you can take what you want, because I don't wear a lot of my jewelry anymore either. So that's the way it works. When we get, it'll come up, but when we are able to give and release, move through that feeling of what I call giver's remorse, we get blessed. All right, so I digress. So we experience ourselves what we intend for others. If we intend anger, hatred, or revenge for someone else, our minds are overtaken by those feelings, right? I've talked about this many times before. And if we desire happiness for other people, that fills our own mind, right? I was asked to do something last week for somebody. It included taking a trip and bringing something to them, and and all of that, and some waiting time in between, and they were like, "Oh my goodness," and it happened to be my day off. "Oh, this is your day off," and I said, "Wait, I'm sitting here drinking a cup of coffee. I have nothing to do. I'm happy to do that." And I felt so wonderful being able to just get up and do that thing for that person. And they were feeling like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm asking you to do this," and it's like, no. You're giving me the gift of serving. So if I ever try to give you something and you say, no, I say, well, you're denying me the gift of giving you something. That's true. That is true. And I know many of you know this, if not most of you know this. So if we desire happiness for others, we get it back in a big way. Now, whatever it is, if it's time, if it's talent, if it's treasure, if you're going through a challenging time right now, you might be thinking, well, I don't have enough in my tank to serve anyone. I'm going through so much right now, I cannot serve anyone. Someone needs to serve me because I'm having a really hard time here. And that may be true. And I invite us to remember that we are indeed called to take care of ourselves. We cannot give anything from an empty well. So we have to fill our well first so that we have the energy to serve others. And to remember that our challenges, our difficulties, are potential contributions. Have you ever heard the term the wounded healer? Right? A wounded healer is somebody who's been through stuff and from that experience can help, support, and partner with people who are going through things that are like that, similar things. The wounded healer. So I want to show you, Sophia, there's a slide for this too. It's the kintsugi slide for the people who are watching online. Does anybody know what this is? Kintsugi? Okay, some people know what this is. For those of you who don't, kintsugi is a technique of repairing broken ceramics. It comes from Japan, and it's believed to have been born in the 15th century. Kintsugi literally means in Japanese, joining or repairing with gold. So it consists of joining broken pieces of ceramic or other materials with gold dust, with silver, or other precious material. So in this way, objects are repaired in an obvious manner in which the importance, I'm taking this from online, so that's why I'm reading it, in which the importance of the joints or breaks surpasses even that of the original object, which is reborn with a new beauty, right? Through this process, a kind of golden scar is created that highlights the cracks and makes the object even more beautiful and valuable than ever before. So, kintsugi, that's what that is. So, these scars symbolize painful experiences, painful life experiences. They're not to be hidden in the bowl or in us because they're part of who we are and what makes us. They make us who we are. I would not be the same without the tragedies that I've had in my life and the challenges that I have had in my life, and neither would you. So I'm going to get rid of that slide. Our culture, our media tells us to look good, to speak of only good things, and to appear euphoric as if we have the best life at all times, right? Now, this may lead people to hide their fears, hide their frustrations, hide their sadness, and all the moods that don't fit a stereotype that keeps us trapped. Amen? I'm not going to ask for a show of hands here, but how many of you in the room or online have thought, well, I can't go to church because I feel like crap? Right? So we have people already raising their hand. I can't go to church because I don't want people to see me. I don't want to go to church because I think I might cry throughout the whole service. If any of you ever have that thought, I would like you to release that and get your butt to church. Because this is the place where you get uplifted. Right? This is the place where you can get uplifted. Right? This is the place where you are reminded of who you are. And that which causes us to rupture can give us strength and give us character and shouldn't be hidden and is something valuable, just as gold is valuable. Like Kintsugi, we can choose to repair those wounds, and church and spiritual life helps do that and transform them into something beautiful and valuable. Leonard Cohen. You guys know Leonard Cohen? Song anthem. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget, I'm going to cry. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's where the light gets in. Every single one of us. There is a crack in everything. And if we allow the light to get in, the light can come out from that crack. We can know, even in our challenges, that we are whole right here and right now, beyond what we can see, beyond what our body is telling us. We can be an agent for help. We can be a force, a gentle force for good in the world, no matter what we think our limitations are. And then generosity can spring from that. American Buddhist Jack Kornfield writes this: whether it is generosity with our time, our possessions, our money, or our love, the principles are the same. True generosity grows as our heart opens, grows along with the integrity and health of our inner life. Great generosity springs naturally out of a sense of health and wholeness of our beingness. Sophia, will you zoom in, please? So the great religions suggest that we learn to give, to be generous, in stages. So let's look at Buddhism's 3 stages. Are you having trouble with it? Okay. Is she zoomed in? Then my Facebook is frozen. All right, I'll be quiet now. Thank you. 3 kinds of giving from Buddhism. And again, suggesting that we move through giving in stages. Tentative giving. I experienced that this weekend. I was enthusiastic at first, and then I was like, oh. Tentative giving. Resistance to giving, giving under duress or to gain something in return, out of guilt or obligation. We still believe in scarcity, that there is lack in the universe, that one person's gain comes at a loss to another. We give the least of what we have. Here, we offer our gifts with hesitation, fearful that we might need them later, more concerned with our needs than another's. And then they move on to friendly giving. Our hearts are open, and we give of what we have gladly and willingly. We are connected to the love inside of us and open ourselves to the joy of giving. We are motivated by the well-being of others as well as our own. And I kind of moved quickly from that first step to the second step when I was telling you that story. And the third is noble giving. We cannot not give any more that the sun cannot shine or flowers cannot bloom. Giving becomes our nature and our joy. Roger Walsh describes this as naturally wanting to give the best of what is ours to maximize the happiness of others. At this stage, serving others has become a spiritual practice, a privilege, and a joy. Walsh in the book says it this way: service is the supreme practice. Service is in fact the result of all the previous practices, that those people who had a profound spiritual relationship, anybody you can think of that's one of your spiritual role models, devoted their lives to service. Every single person. In other words, for us, for spiritual leaders, we don't meditate, pray, study, contemplate, give, and worship just because it feels good, even though it does. We practice in order to wake up and be of higher service to us, to our families, to our workplaces, and to our world. We awaken, and then we share our awakening with the world. It's not an either or, it's a both and. The Jewish sage Hillel says this: if I am not for myself, who will be? But if I'm only for myself, who am I? And if not now, then when? Now, does this mean that we have to be totally awake, aware, enlightened before we begin to serve? Heck no. I wouldn't be here serving if I was. I would never do another thing to help another person if I had to be totally awake, aware, and enlightened. Service, in fact, is part of what helps us to awaken. The psychologist Abraham Maslow had a study of psychologically healthy people, and he says the best way to become a better helper is to become a better person. But one necessary aspect of becoming a better person is to help other people. Right? It's a circle. So one must and can do both simultaneously. So if you're feeling down, lower than the snake in the grass, down in the dumps, think of one thing you could do to help somebody else. Just one thing. Phone call? How are you? I've been thinking about you. And if a phone call is too much, a text. How are you? Thinking about you. If words in a text are too much, heart emoji. Right? Very easy. Right? Take out your phones. Send somebody a heart emoji right now. I'm not kidding. Let's do it. You have somebody in your life that's struggling? You have a sibling? You have a spouse? Thanks, Jen. Let's see. So many. They might send you back and say, what are you doing? Why'd you send me that? A simple act of kindness. My daughter, thank you. A simple act of kindness. It's not an either or, it's not a both and. We don't need to be perfect in order to serve. Cannot say those words without invoking Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who famously said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. That's it. Doesn't have to be some big, flaming deal. A heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. We talked last week about spiritual vision and what happens when we amplify and awaken and amplify our service, our spiritual vision gets ramped up as well. Paraphrasing from the book. As it does, we begin to recognize who we really are and who we are serving. We begin to recognize behind the masks of fearful faces, hungry bodies, and broken bones, that we are actually serving the divine. That we're actually serving that which we call God. And now, directly from the book. Those whose eyes of the soul are wide open no longer see a distinction between themselves and others. Now one Buddha cares for another Buddha. Christ shelters Christ, and one child of God feeds another. Generosity and service are now spontaneous and effortless responses, as natural as one hand helping another, for who would not want to not help themselves? So we look for ways, no matter how small, to serve all living creatures. Now, this can be overwhelming. And one of my guiding statements, you've heard me say it before, it's from the Talmud, the Jewish wisdom from the Talmud. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work. but neither are you free to abandon it. Another story from the Talmud, which might sound a bit familiar as a story from the Gospel of Luke from the Christian New Testament. Much shorter version, however. A king and his son loved each other very much, but they could not get along. So the son left home and went far away. After a while, word came back that the son was not doing well. And the king sent a message to the prince and said, "Come home." But the prince was too proud. He sent a message back to his father, "I cannot." Then the king sent another message saying, "Just turn around and come as far as you can. I will meet you wherever you are." Just turn around. Prodigal son, anyone? Just turn around and come back as far as you can. I will meet you wherever you are. Can you imagine a community where we are all willing to meet one another where we are, to serve each other and this community selflessly, not because we have to, not because it feels good, even though it does, but simply because it's who we are? Can you imagine a world like that? Roger Walsh can. I want to read you his concluding pages on this spiritual practice. As we open to the enormous amount of tragic yet unnecessary suffering in the world, concern and compassion grow. We find our circle of concern spontaneously extending beyond our family and friends, beyond our nation and particular religious tradition, to eventually encompass all people and even all creatures. Einstein expressed this process as only a genius could. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Roger goes on. So we look for ways, however small, to serve all living creatures and all of its nature in its beauty. Jewish wisdom reminds us, it is not for you to complete the work, but it is up to you to begin it. We're not necessarily called to do world-shaking deeds, but we are called to do what we can with as much wisdom, awareness, and love as we can. For it is increasingly clear that so much of the pain of the world, whether it be from poverty, oppression, pollution, cruelty, addiction, or war, stems from a lack of the very qualities that we are working to cultivate. In Indian traditions, human consciousness is sometimes described as a vast ocean, an ocean muddied and darkened by the fear, anger, greed, and ignorance that cloud our lives. Whatever is dropped into this ocean creates waves that ripple out forever, diminishing in size, but never completely disappearing. Our task is to drop into this ocean the most helpful gifts of wisdom, awareness, and love that we can. Our little gifts will ripple out through the great ocean of human consciousness forever. They are boundless in their effects. The Jewish tradition holds that each of us carries a spark of the divine, the Jewish and the unity tradition. Jesus called those who follow his example the light of the world, while Basque shamans describe human beings as walking stars. Think about that for a moment. Imagine that you're a walking star. As we do the practices in this book, the sparks within us blaze and we become ever brighter stars. It becomes our priceless privilege to help shine away the darkness of pain and ignorance and to light each other's way until the sea of human sorrow becomes a shoreless ocean of light. I affirm this truth for each and every one of us. Namaste. And now is the time for our celebration of abundance, also known as the love offering. Here are the ways that you can contribute. Soph, you have okay, Sophie's working on it for those of you online to put up the ways that you can contribute. And for those that are in the room, you can contribute right here or in any of those other ways. Most importantly, thank you. Thank you for your support, for your continued love offerings, tithes, and gifts. Thank you to our consistent givers. I hope you all feel the impact that not only your financial gifts, but your gifts of service, your time, your talent, and your treasures, how they uplift Unity of Stuart and helps us to do the work we do here. Let us affirm our prosperity prayer and our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs of Unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing.
I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I thank the universe for each new day, whether it's sunny or it's pouring rain. Any situation, time or place, my grateful heart creates a state of grace. Yeah, 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 I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I won't be waiting when my ship comes in. I'll trade my here and now for something then. I'm finding pleasures in the little things. It doesn't matter what tomorrow brings. Yeah, 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 I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude.
A couple more announcements. Our annual bed races are right around the corner. And unfortunately, I have to wait till Jen comes in. She's going to give you some, not unfortunately, she'll be here, so we'll have the information. The actual bed races are on the 14th of October, and there's some dates that Jen hopefully will have when she gets in here of how you can be of service. I think we're going to put the bed together in the foyer. So yeah, oh yeah. So Sandy, do you have information about that? Should I give you a microphone?
I don't need one.
Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because people online will need to hear it.
Okay, we've ordered the comforter and the sheets, and it's going to be like tie-dye. And Jen will fill you in on, we're going to kind of be hippies, you know, and we're going to
Theme.
Imagine is the theme. Imagine a bed for everyone, a home for everyone, food for everyone. Imagine. And Jen will fill you in on the rest of it.
Okay.
But we're going to get things set up. We're going to make the signs, and we're going to be like the ralliers, you know, in those days that we used to do that.
Yeah, great, thanks. And starting October 8th and 15th, there'll be a two-part class, Unity Basics, for anybody who would like to know more about Unity. If you're new and you'd like to know what makes Unity tick, how we came into being, and what our principles are, come and sign up. You can also sign up online. I don't have the link there, though. Although this class is in person, If you are online right now and would like to come in person for that class, email me please at revjudedenning@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to sign up. And it's also in our newsletter, the link. 12:15 to 2:15, $15 donation for both classes. Come and join us. Sign up because everybody gets a booklet.
Boy,
Did you say wait?
I said, oh boy.
Oh, boy. All right, so reminder. So there's a card up here, and it's up here because I don't want me to see it. So it's up here. There's markers. Come and sign if you'd like to sign the card for me. It'll be out here next week as well. Do we have kids, Marge? Yes. Let us stand as we welcome our kiddos in.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light of God.
Woohoo!
Ooh, look at those shirts.
Hi. How's it going? Does anybody have anything they'd like to share today? Everybody has beautiful works of art in their hand. Who would like to share about theirs? Jen?
All right. Hi, everybody. Today our lesson was about our creative spirit self coming through, and we did some meditating art. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Working with watercolors.
Anything else?
Not
I
at
have
the
something
moment.
I'd like to ask you to share
Yes.
about. Do you have some dates for the bed race?
Yes, the 14th.
I don't have the dates up there.
It's the
but-
14th.
Well, I know that.
Yep,
but-
it's the 14th. And we would love for everybody to get involved as much as you possibly can. On October 1st, which is next Sunday, we're going to have some sign making, which is a form of decorating for the bed race in the classroom setup. So, and it's also Potluck Sunday. Did you already announce that? So,
No.
and town meeting.
No.
right?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
voting.
Oh, it's a big
So
day.
it's next Sunday's big. Come next Sunday. It's going to be lots of fun. Yep.
Yep, it's Name Tag Sunday and Potluck Sunday. Is there a date to make the bed?
I want to talk to Roberta about that date. She's still out of town. So there will be dates to come as far as the bed, but we're hoping to have the bed here so you all can see the bed and see it, watch it as it progresses. And it's going to be awesome and
Okay, great.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, we did that. We did that. All right, let's bless our kiddos in song. Please stand.
We love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you.
We invite you to hold our kiddos in your prayers and to remember that there is as they are expressions of God in mini form, you are an expression of God in your form as well. And with that, let us close with the prayer for protection and the peace song together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine.